Good morning, everyone. How are you? I'm coming to you early this morning, 8:30 Central Time, with an amazing guest. His name is Andy Medlam. He is a sales and business mentor, and he's joining us all the way from the UK. How are you, Andy?
It's very cold in the UK today. Here today,
It's cold?
I'm amazing. Thank you.
Really? Oh, it's like 70 degrees here and raining, so that's awful. Like Texas is supposed to be hot already here, so.
It's always raining in the UK anyway.
Really?
Nothing changes.
Oh my goodness. Anyway, I can't wait. Like ever since I really connected with you, I'm like, I need to do a live event in the UK. Like somehow Andy and I got to get a room full of people. So I'm
Let's do
just
it.
dropping that into the universe, and you didn't know about it, but I just put it out here live for everyone to know. Have you done live events before?
One live event. Yes. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Good. So maybe we could put that into the universe and see what happens in 2024.
Right now, let's do it.
Yeah. Okay. So, everyone, Andy Medlam is an amazing sales and business mentor. I'm going to tell the people how I ran into you. Again, like you and I don't know. We connected somehow. We were following the same people. I friended you or you friended me. I don't know. But you're going to tell your side of the story. And then I started watching you. And I liked you, and I signed up for a whole bunch of your free stuff
Right.
because I love to watch what other people in my industry are doing. One of the things that was like I loved about you was how proficient you were with like creating a workbook. And I saw that you had like a wonderful funnel, and you had a funnel with like 4-part videos, and I literally had each video open on a different tab for a long time because I was like, I love how he's doing this. Like, this is so great. And also, I felt the comparison of, I am not good at this. I'm not making enough money yet to even have this. But he's so like, I love him. And every time you put out a workbook, I was like downloading it, and I saw how you changed, like the different Facebook covers because I pay attention to all that. And one of the things that I didn't know where you were financially, if you were ahead of me or what, but I just knew that we kind of like rocked in the same circles, and I just admired you. I join a lot of programs where there's a lot of men, and I have a bit of a different way of selling than men do. And so I noticed that you had that real like for a lack of a better phrase, it looked like you had an agency, like Facebook ads
Right.
agency or like marketing agency. You had an agency feel to your branding, and that was neither good or bad for me. It just wasn't like
Mhm.
aligned with me. So I just never moved forward. I did join your group. I joined your Facebook group, and I was like, man, throughout the years, he adds so much value. He's always going live. And I often wondered, how many of these people is he actually closing? Because as the person in the same space, I was like, damn, he goes live a lot. I wonder how many people he's closing. And throughout the years, I've said yes to your freebies. You've said, hey, Linda, I want to know, can I get in your group? Oh, no, it's for women only. You know?
Did you just?
So
Damn.
damn, I want to spy on her too. So tell us your side of the story.
So it must have been around about 18 months ago, I guess, when we connected. And likewise, I can't remember if I connected with you or vice versa. But what very, very quickly got my attention is just how different you was to everybody else in the marketplace that's doing sales online. And especially when it comes to selling coaching. So first and foremost, that got my attention. And I always like people that do things different. And not everybody that just follows the run of the mill. This is how you do it. This is how you should do it. Use these scripts. This is the format. This is the formula. This is the blueprint. Which to some degree I did fall into for a gap of a time. So when I saw that somebody was doing something different, aka, and that being you, and the results that you were generating for your clients, that like really made me lean in on you, what you're doing. And simultaneously, whilst you were researching me, like trying to jump into your group, and you wouldn't let me get it just for females. I'm like, sugar, really? And then obviously what happened just a few weeks ago, which I'm sure you're going to enlighten everybody of, that really like set me on fire.
I love that, Andy. And I'm going to share because the people that are watching us, they're all trying to make money online. Like we both
Sure.
have the same type of audience, the same people in our audience, right? So I'm just going to share this because you're an entrepreneur, you're watching. I teach client creation. I don't like every single person that I have ever worked with, I have connected with in Messenger, but not from the bro marketing perspective, like, hey, question mark, are you still there? I'm curious to know. Like I don't do that. So I remember it was 2021 and I had $100,000 week and I did a training. I was doing the 14-day posting strategy, Andy.
Yeah,
So it
right.
worked. And you were like, damn. I said, do you want to know how I made $100,000 last week? It was like the two-step post. And Andy was like, hell yeah. And I was like, oh man, it's in a female group. And you were like, ah. But I remember actually doing a short little video
Yes, he did. He did two
showing you
videos.
because I had done I had done it on my flip chart for the group. And so I didn't know when and if Andy would turn into a client or not. I didn't know if we could just add value to each other, but I never treated Andy beneath me or anything like that. He reached out and I gave him the value that he requested. So
Mhm.
he could learn from it. When I did that, how did you take that when you were like, wow? I mean, I don't know what you were like, so I'm asking you.
Yeah, so no, thinking back, I got despite you saying no, you can't enter my group, which really pissed me off a little bit. The value that you shared and the simplicity of what you shared, like still sharing it with me despite not allowing me into the group because you just work with females. I felt that was amazing, and I felt a connection with you,
That's
and it just showed me that whilst you only work with females and you weren't going to allow me into your group, you're still willing to add value.
yes. And it's really interesting, right? Everyone that's watching, if you work with women only, like we have this thing, we want to create a safe place. Not saying that Andy is not safe, just that women like to share
Yeah.
whatever they like to share openly. Women are, when we're together, it's just like men being together. We say whatever, we talk about our cycles or whatever. And I'm just like, I don't want men in here. Like, I don't want to hear anything about a cycle. Thanks for telling me that, Linda. I really don't want to be in that group now. So, we talk about our kids. So I just wanted a safe space. But also, again, if you're watching and you're an entrepreneur, me holding men out was also me stepping in, leaning into a limiting belief that I had around men. So I was like, well, I can only coach women and men are not going to hear me. I'm being completely vulnerable for those of you that are watching. Men are not going to respect me. Like men don't pay women. I literally had that belief until very recently, Andy. I had a very, I don't know what we're going to call it, uh, misogyny and the patriarchy and all that stuff. Like I was like, men don't like to pay women. They don't even want to hear women speak. They just want to get free things from us. Like I literally believed that up until very recently. I'm talking about like as of a few months ago. And so you didn't know that, right? But I'm just like, no, I'm only talking to women. And so what was real interesting is then time went by. I remember visiting a client in Arizona, in Phoenix, Arizona, and me renting a beautiful Airbnb. And that morning, I was talking to you via like a Facebook call, and I was sharing some tips with you because you had started to work with the same coach or whatever that I had been working with, where I
Right.
learned the 14-day strategy.
Right.
So that was interesting. Like we were more like peers, and we talked. So then I decided that I would launch this Mission Charge More Now challenge. Mission Charge More Now. And yeah, tell us how that happened. Tell us about how you said, "Oh man, I think I want to do the Mission Charge More Now."
So again, like nearly every post that you post out there online, I probably see every one of them and read every one of them. So when I saw this, it obviously got my attention, and I can't remember if you posted a link directly to the landing page, but I found it anyway. Yes, because you didn't send it in Messenger, so I found it. And then obviously, based on the previous conversation, I wanted to know is it just for females? Because the copy just it just aligned with me so much. The theme, the dynamics with inside of it, just how it flowed, how you articulated everything. And I was like, wow, if this is open for males as well, I want in. Without doubt, without thinking about it, I wanted in. So I sent you the message on DMs, send you a voicemail. And luckily for me, he came back and said, yeah, it's for everybody.
I thought that was great because I just told everybody that you had like a marketing vibe to you, like a Facebook
Mhm.
ads thing. And so I that was what I assumed, right? But then later on when you and I spoke, you were like, "Oh no, yeah, I dabbled in that." And I do
I used to
understand
run an agency. I
you
used to
used
run my
to run
own
an
agency.
agency.
That's what I used to do for our clients, run the
Oh,
Facebook ads, build the funnels and everything.
okay. So then I have goosebumps. So then even more so when you saw the copy, you were like, "Whoa."
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that it called out to you, who you used to run Facebook ads and do funnels, that makes me feel good because
Yeah.
actually the copy was written by a female copywriter. But I'm an only child. My father wanted a boy, and I have two boys, and then I had my daughter. So like I'm very comfortable with men and shit talking and like all the things that men do. Like if I have a drink, I will drink like whiskey on the rocks. Like I'm not drinking little girl drinks. I drink black coffee, no sugar. I'm always doing like real masculine shit. So,
That's the
so
alpha with inside of you.
thanks to my dad. And so I'm very comfortable around men. I don't even know why the hell I had this limiting belief. But the whole Mission Charge More Now was very Mission Impossible themed. And even the graphic design, I was like, I want it to look like a movie poster. So no duh that it would attract men. Like, why wasn't even I thinking that, Andy?
Yeah. There are a lot
So
of masculinity inside of everything that it
yeah,
flowed with.
I love it. And so then you reached out. I said yes, boom. And now we're inside. Actually, what people don't know, I'm going to share. I like sharing the every step. I tried to call him like a Facebook Messenger call
Mm-hmm.
because I do that with anybody who's like first time into my world. Now he's going to step into a paid container. And I just wanted to touch base with him. And he replied, "Hey, I'm in the UK. Don't forget, it's late over here. I'm doing stuff with the family." And I was like, "Hey, no problem. I just wanted to connect with you." But I love using Facebook Messenger as like the instant rapport builder. It's just like if someone is connecting with you in there, pick up the phone and call them. It's not a long distance call. You don't have to exchange numbers if you don't feel safe.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to do that and reach out to Andy. I do that. Like that's part of what I do. It's not a strategy, but I guess it could be. It's just part of what I do. Right. So it's where you and I want to get our clients to be, where just do it because it's a natural way of connection. That's the way you communicate. So you decided to, okay, I'm going to play inside of Mission Charge More Now for a week. What was your experience? Day 1, 2, 3, whatever you want to share.
How long have we got?
You got to go pick up your baby. So, let's go.
Okay. So seeing some of your previous lives, just like the free stuff that you give away, right? On your personal profile and all the value that you give throughout all of your content. I knew that this was going to be high level stuff. And I also knew it was going to be like in the trenches stuff. And I also knew it was going to be like so valuable. But I didn't equally still see no. I did still didn't know what to expect. But you rocked it from day one all the way through to day 5. High value, high level, high energy. Just the amount of notes that I took. There's still 3 weeks later, I am still reading and still implementing and executing on is priceless for the investment that I invested.
Mm-hmm. I know that when I think back to that, it was the second time that I ran that challenge. And when I think back to it this time around, you didn't know the first time I ran it, right? You weren't
No.
there. But this time around for me, I leaned into the psychology of the
Yeah.
high ticket buyer a lot. I brought it up every day. I only wanted to do it on like day 2 or they want, but I really talked about it every day. Did you hear anything about the psychology of the high end buyer that you were like, it clicked, or you were like, oh, damn, that's great?
You drop so much, it's unbelievable. I took a lot away from me, but the thing that's always in the back of my mind is that you create clients, and you harped onto this a lot. You create clients, and that's something that I've been doing, but it's something I didn't really understand when it comes to client creation, generating leads, get prospects, getting them to book calls with you, getting them to invest. Everything is about creating it, and the psychology that comes with actually creating it. And just looking over so I've just enrolled a client based on coming out of the back end of the Mission Impossible challenge. And I just looking at the strategy that I used, I created that because that specific client in December last year ignored me in DMs. She actually came back to me in DMs last year, and every time I reached out to her to try and create a conversation, she kind of like put a full stop. So she created blocks that will allow that conversation to go further. But only 3 days ago, right, implementing and executing on what you shared, and just being natural, not using any scripts, not using any bro marketing tactics, just being me, just offering value, just showing up to serve. Within 48 hours, 24 hours, she went from sending me a message saying, Andy, that was so powerful. I've got a lot of people inside my DMs right now, and everybody is just saying the same thing. You stood out, and that's the only real value that I've ever got inside a DM. She wanted to book a call, and she signed on the spot.
Wow. Incredible. So congratulations, man. That is so great. It's so good, right? Because we know that we can serve this person. So
Yep.
literally in the United States, the public school system has a theme called No Child Left Behind. And it's
Mm-hmm.
like, it's a theme that all the
Love it.
public
Yeah.
schools have, right? And so like I have that theme. Like I operate with no person that comes to my DM is left behind. Like if you're in my DM, if you're my friend, it's because you see value in what I do. I don't have to question. Like I was teaching inside of Mission Charge More Now. Tony Robbins is not like, oh, you messaged me. When do I let you know that I want you to come to unleash the power within? Like Tony's like, hey man, Andy, how you doing? You want to come to unleash the power within? Here's the link.
Yeah.
Like, why else would you be talking to Tony Robbins?
Yeah.
I mean, Tony Robbins doesn't do that, but I'm just saying, if everyone needs to embody their Tony Robbins, like if you just knew, I operate with like my words are always a seed. Like I am everywhere that I am, God sent me. Like I belong there. If you're in my DMs, you belong there. We need to talk. I don't have any fear. Like my self concept, it's like I got to give value, and I'm not trying to leave you behind. I'm not going to drag you. Those are awful clients, the ones that we have to drag,
Mm-hmm.
right? But if you're in my DM, I'm going to give you value. I have a question for you. The DM scripts PDF that I gave, was that helpful at all, or no?
No, that was very helpful because that just showed and illustrated that you don't have to follow a set. So what we tried to achieve this goal, what's not worked for you, what's the dream, what's the thing that you're trying to get to, which is the standard framework of potentially what everybody's seen, what everybody's got on their hard drive, all these blueprints that they downloaded. They all follow the same scripts. When you sent me that PDF, I was like, there's no format to that. You're not following a specific path. You're just showing up as Linda. You're just showing up asking simple questions, offering value. And I couldn't see through 4 or 5 of the conversations, I couldn't see a format to follow, which just allowed me to understand, well, I don't have to follow all these scripts. And the thing is, if everybody's following the same script, then we've all heard of market message fatigue. That's why people are getting ghosted. That's why people are left unread, because everybody's in the same DMs. Everybody's asking the same questions, the same format of questions. So the marketplace already knows what to expect. So they're bored of it. It's fatigued. So when I saw that PDF that you sent me, I was like, wow, I can show up, just me being me.
So I love that. And for everyone that's watching, the PDF is titled DM Closing Scripts, but it's not a script. It's literal screenshots of conversations that I had with people who turned into 15,000, 25,000, 40,000.
It's not like a do this, do that, do this, do this, do that.
So I'm just going to share this because it fits right here in this part of the conversation. I started to say, well, I'm making a couple of reels. Let me just put them on TikTok. I don't know what the hell I'm doing on TikTok, guys. Listen, this is my trademark. I jump in the deep end of the pool, no floaty all the time. That's my trademark. Like, I could be in the deep end going, oh shit, I need a floaty. This is too deep. Somebody will come along and help me. Like, I do that. So for all those of you that are like, oh, I'm scared, like, go find you the I'm scared coach, because Andy and I don't work with those type of people. But I went into TikTok and I was like, all right, let me post this reel that I posted on Instagram over on TikTok. So I posted like this was last week. And a woman, and I was giving the call to action. If you like this shit, say the word rise. I've never even done that. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, this is the new thing that everyone's doing. Come the word this. So I'm not married to messaging. I'm not married to, if I fuck up, I don't care. I'm just, this is my business. So I make this TikTok. The lady says rise. So I'm sitting here. It's like 8:00 at night, and my phone dings. TikTok. What? Somebody did someone followed through on my call to action. Shit. So I go in the inbox and I'm like, this is me. There's no voice clip option in TikTok Messenger. Shit. I love that. So I literally sat here and I was like, what do I do? All right, Linda, don't panic. Do what the fuck you do. If it doesn't work on TikTok, you're about to find out. So I was like, hey, I just saw you comment on my, thing, Rise. What about that TikTok called you out the most, right? Because this is a cold person. I normally wouldn't do that. So I want to know, she's not connected to me on Facebook. I don't know her from a hole in the wall. How did she find me? I really want to know. So she said the part about create your dream business. Good to know. I said, so do you have a business? Because her TikTok was looking like she was traveling and having fun. It didn't look like any business TikTok. She sent me her Instagram. I looked at her Instagram. It's like two different people, very curated, fake. And so I said, well, over on Instagram, you're highly curated. On TikTok, you look like you're living your best life. Which is the real you? And so she was like, it's TikTok. And, da, 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 da. And I said, are you available to have a video call right now? I didn't know where this woman was. She said, yeah, she was in her car. And we connected on Facebook Messenger and we video chatted. And I said, I'm not going to sell you anything. I just want to know a little bit more about you. And we talked for about 30 minutes. And then I said, hey, if you'd like to talk about how I can help you, I'm going to invite you to a sales call where we will talk about what it looks like and how much it is to work with me. If you're down with that, I'll send you the link. And I said to myself, after I hung up, I was like, I'm such a badass. Like, I even shocked myself. I'm like, I'm so smooth with it. Andy, high five. I'm like, damn, I'm a badass. Shit. I did that. So that is what Andy's trying to say. Like, as long as you know the outcome that you give your clients, you'll be able to hear from the conversation, I can help them. And then just have a regular conversation. I think you're going to be leaning more into that, Andy. And even though each conversation script that I screenshotted for you guys didn't really have so what's your pain point? And what are you going to do what's going to happen if you don't fix it? I can help you. But really, 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 it's there.
Mm-hmm. I think what you just illustrated there is just so powerful. It's just the simplicity of it. Just the simplicity of somebody connected with a reel that resonates with them. Your message inside that reel made some kind of connection. They did that call to action, and then you just reached out and connected and jumped on the call. That's just simplicity of business. Yes, so many people overcomplicate sales.
And I think people overcomplicate sales and even reaching out in the DM, Andy, because the biggest fear, according to Google and other research, the biggest fear that humans have across the globe is public speaking.
Yeah.
So when people are afraid to speak, they by default have not mastered communicating.
Yeah.
And when people don't feel comfortable communicating, they feel like, what do I say here? Sometimes my clients would screenshot things to me, conversations they were having, and they're like, well, what do I say now? And I'm like, what?
Yeah. I get the same too. Yeah.
How do you not know what to say? Like, I can't teach you how to talk. So people are like, you need communication skills. You and I have a business coaching program. Now we need a public speaking module, a fucking communication module, go ask your mom for forgiveness module. It's like fucking therapy.
Yeah. It's like when I first started in business, before I came online, I grew an offline business. And I didn't go online to download a blueprint of the things to say in order to get my clients. I just went door knocking. And I just went around all the solicitors, accountants, dentists within inside my neighborhood, local cities. I went to networking events and I just spoke. And I didn't know if I was saying the right things, the wrong things. I just introduced myself and just spoke. And every time I did it, I got better. But I didn't download anything or...
You just figured it out.
Yeah.
And I'm Puerto Rican, so we have a saying when people just like figure it out, was like, you're like the cat. You always land on your feet. You know?
9 lives.
Yeah. So I'm like I land on my feet. It might, and I may feel like I splattered, but you're not gonna know that I splattered. It's gonna look so good. You can be like, I didn't know you were scared, Linda. I didn't know that's the first time you did that, Andy. I didn't know you didn't have a blueprint. I didn't know. Man, you did that so well. So that's that initiative that we look for in our ideal clients. People who that's what it means when we say do it messy.
Yeah. So willing to fail and just practice and just try.
Yeah, like I'm not scared of it failing. If anybody has watched my Facebook recently, I've been playing with different messaging, calling out a different client. And I'm not scared that, oh my God, people are not going to know. People are going to think that I don't do sales anymore. It's what I live, eat, breathe. It's in my DNA. If you sit in front of me, I'm going to make you make more money. So, Andy, I love you've closed a $6,300 sale easily, like from cold to sold in 24 hours. People don't believe that is true, or that it's
no
possible.
No funnel,
it is.
No nothing.
No funnel, no nothing. Number 2, you raised your prices from 6 to 10 or to 15 during the challenge.
Yes.
Yeah. We spoke later and I was like, you need a $30,000 offer, Andy. Like, did you create it? Your $30,000 offer?
Not yet.
Okay, that's cool. But I know it's in you because you've closed the $25,000 service before. So it's already there. So like, I think one of the things that I'm great at, and so are you, Andy, that's why we work with people, we coach, we mentor, we consult, is sometimes our client just needs a seed planted.
Mm-hmm.
And then it takes off. So I have this belief that my words are seeds. So whether you've created the offer or not, I know that you will, because you have evidence from your own self in the past. You've already closed to $25,000.
Yeah, I know it's already there. As you've just said, it's already there. So if somebody comes along and they're at that level, then the offer is going to be there.
Yeah, exactly. It's already there. We're just like when it gets here, right? So like
I know that I don't need to spend 6 months building it out.
Exactly. One of my previous mentors had created $1 million offer, and he said he spoke about it for a year and change. Every time he spoke on a stage or in Clubhouse, because it was during the pandemic, he was like, and I have $1 million offer, and he would just throw it like that. But nobody that he even saw was someone who qualified for that offer until that person came along. So just create it, and then when the right person comes along, it's already there. You've already gone through whatever fears you may have had that, oh my God, So Andy, What are some things that I didn't ask you about that you were certain that you wanted to say today? The floor is yours.
Okay, thank you very much. I have no idea. Uh,
Okay.
you put me on the spot.
Okay. Well, you don't have to have, some other things um that you wanted to say, but for the people who are watching who may like Andy's flavor and not Linda's flavor, right? Like, everyone, it has their flavor, and everyone has their their edge. It's like the secret weapon that helps them get clients, right? And so I'm not scared that Andy and I may have similar audiences. I want him to shine. So, what kind of person do you work with? Do you help? Who's the person who has the best possibility of getting results with you?
Beautiful. So I work with I-level entrepreneurs or established coaches. And when I say established, they're good at doing what they do. They've already generated client transformation, and they know their craft, their magic, their genius inside out, upside down. That's something that I can teach them with, serve them on. They come to the table with their genius and their magic. And then, so potentially they're still serving their clients one-to-one. Maybe they're serving them and they're selling it per hour services. So one, they're not leveraged their craft, and two, they want to create a program where they actually sell the end result and not based on time delivered. And they want to sell that at a premium price point. So whether that's stepping from selling it to $100 or a couple $100 into selling it $3,000, $5,000, $8,000. One of my clients was selling at $13,500. I had a client that went from selling $5,000 up to a first paid in full $11,000 offer. So that's the type of client that I like to work with. That's like the base level. If we were to dig deeper, they've obviously got to be hungry for results. They haven't got to be scared about sales. I know there's going to be some fear around stepping into playing a bigger game. That's obvious, and I'm ready for that. I can support them on that. I can help them to inject the right level of leadership that they need in order to step up to that level. And they've got to be hungry for results and driven to making it happen. We don't hang around. I certainly don't hang around playing around. We're in business to make business, and I'm here to serve you.
Thanks, Andy. I thought I was going to end right here, but I'm going to go maybe in another 5 minutes. One of the things I loved about you from the beginning was that you like to teach on a flip chart like me.
Right.
Anytime that you see a coach teaching on a flip chart, oh, damn, it's about to get good because they teach and they illustrate, and you could like what's in their mind. Like they just go on that flip chart and it's just mind blowing, right? And the things that we can come up with a flip chart, I can, and I know you do the same. I come up with a whole new strategy for you, your whole offer. 5 minutes. All I have to do is listen to you, and I know you do the same.
Yeah.
I
The
love that.
insights that you can bring on the fly with a flip chart is priceless.
Priceless. So here's why I said I was going to go 5 more minutes. One of the things that I really, really, really enjoy about you is that you take action immediately. So after our 5-day challenge, I got on a call with you and I did an audit, and I gave you from a woman's perspective, not even from a coach. I was like, let me tell you what I used to think every time I used to, and I went through your Facebook covers.
That really
And
interesting. That really, really interesting.
yeah, was
Yeah.
that valuable?
Very valuable. Yeah.
Yeah. So
To get your perspective, your eyeballs on my stuff. Yeah.
yeah. So I did a quick audit of his, let's call it of his Facebook funnel, because everything that we have is a funnel, guys, but I'm not going to teach you that right now. So I went and I looked and I said, oh, this is my perception. This is what I think. Da, 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 da. And if you want to elevate to this person, then I think you should do this to your graphic, and to this picture right here would have been great with that. And you immediately went that same day, boom, created that. Then I saw you go onto your client testimonial page. I was like, look at Andy, just fixed it all up and tightened up that funnel. And I was like, this is why he wins. This is why he wins. I'm so proud of you for taking action on that. It looks great.
Thank you.
and can't wait to hear more results from you. And literally, like I said, I'm putting it out there. I wanted to come to the UK for a long time. I know that if I go there, there's going to be women that are going to come, but
Yeah.
would like to do something, even if it's not together. Damn it, we have to meet up. This is the wonderful thing about the internet, man. You get to just meet people from all over the world. You know, how many clients do you have that are like clients in other places? Do you have clients in other parts of the world?
California, well, yes, US,
Mhm.
quite a few in Europe, and maybe about 6 or 7 from the UK.
I love that. Friday, I spoke to a lady in Croatia. How in the hell would this Puerto
Yeah,
Rican girl even get to Croatia? I would not if it weren't for the internet. So
it's
I
powerful.
love the connection. Andy, thank you for giving your time this afternoon for you, this morning for me. Guys, if you are wanting to connect with Andy, that is his name on Instagram. I mean, on Facebook. I don't know if you're on Instagram, but
Yeah.
I'm connected with him on Facebook, Andy Medlam. Go send him a friend request. Is there any other place that people can connect with you?
I think that's the first place that people should really connect with me, and then if they want to dig into a deeper conversation, they can send me a DM.
Great. Again, thank you, Andy. I appreciate it. It's been such a pleasure to just have this conversation with you and just be connected with you. Thanks
I've
again.
enjoyed it. Thank you.
All right. You guys have a good